The Flynn Family by Zachary Antolak. The three gold circles represent faith, hope, and charity. The wolf represents perseverance in siege or effort. The motto is, "Honor is the reward of virtue." My great-great-grandfather, William Flynn, was born in 1865 in Kilkenny, Ireland. He worked at Butler Farms with racehorses. He immigrated to America on the city of Berlin, which docked in New York on April 18, 1885. My great-great-grandfather settled in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, managing a hotel and Irish pub. He became a U.S. citizen in 1891. He married my great-great-grandmother, Mary Catherine Gray, in 1892. They had two sons, John and Leo. My great-great-grandmother and her son Leo both died of tuberculosis in 1904. My great-great-grandfather died in 1906. My great-grandfather, John Flynn, was born in 1896 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He worked at Bethlehem Steel. He married my great-grandmother, Lucy Murphy, in 1920. She was the daughter of Patrick Murphy and Margaret Driscoll. They had 13 children, 8 boys and 5 girls. My great-grandmother cleaned office buildings at night to subsidize their income. My great-grandfather died in 1963 at the age of 67, and my great-grandmother died in 1991 at the age of 93. My granddad was born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in 1941. He went to the University of Arizona on a basketball scholarship. He married Margaret Green in 1963. She is the daughter of Robert Green and Margaret Berry. They have 3 children, 1 girl and 2 boys. My granddad became a high school teacher and basketball coach at Dysart High School in Phoenix, Arizona. He later took a position at Casa Grande Union High School, where he retired in 1996. My grandparents currently live in Casa Grande, Arizona. My great-great-grandfather, Leo Green, immigrated to the United States from Ireland. He worked in the steel industry and became head of the Steamfitter Union in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. In Pittsburgh, he married Clara Callahan, who he had my great-grandfather, Robert Green. My great-grandfather owned his own printing company. He married my great-grandmother, Margaret Berry, who had my grandmother, Margaret Green. Mom, I want to ask you some questions about Granddad. Did Granddad ever talk about what it was like growing up in a large Irish family?
Yeah, he basically said it was chaos, but it was a house full of love and support. They used to have a motto that they would say every night after they completed their blessings, and it was, "Whoever eats the fastest gets the most."
What did basketball mean to Granddad?
Basketball was basically an opportunity for Granddad to go to college. Being from such a large Irish family, there wasn't a lot of extra money, so that was basically his only ticket to college.
What was it like playing basketball in the 1960s?
We've talked about this a lot over the years. Basically, it was a much different game back then. During that time frame, the sport became racially integrated. So he saw a lot of changes from where he started to where he finished up.
Were there any traditions that your parents instilled in you about being Irish?
Yeah, St. Patrick's Day was probably the biggest Irish celebration, obviously, in their house growing up. My grandma would cook a big Irish dinner. She made corned beef and cabbage, and she was famous for her Irish soda bread. That soda bread recipe is something that we've passed down from generation to generation to remember my grandma by.
That is the end of my presentation.